Every weekend, across millions of front lawns, the exact same ritual plays out. A homeowner spots a flash of yellow, marches out with a heavy mower, and tries to erase it. We have built a billion-dollar landscaping and chemical industry focused almost entirely on eradicating a single herbaceous plant, Pterosacum officinale, the common dandelion. You can pull them by hand, you can spray them with targeted toxins, you can cut the grass down to the soil on Saturday. By Monday morning, those bright yellow heads are staring right back at you. We designed our suburbs to be simple, uniform monocultures of short grass. In doing so, we accidentally built a landscape tailored perfectly for a weed that thrives under constant attack. The dandelion survives our mowers through a structural adaptation called a basal rosette. The leaves grow in a flat circle, pressing tightly against the earth, allowing the mower blade to sever the taller grass while passing harmlessly over the weed itself. Even if you dig it up, you almost certainly won't get all of it. A severed dandelion taproot measuring just 1 or 2 centimeters long can rapidly regenerate, sending new shoots right back up to the surface. But the plant's true advantage is a reproductive trait known as triploid apomixis. A dandelion does not need a mate. It doesn't even need to be pollinated. It produces fertile seeds through parthenogenesis. When that iconic white blowball catches the wind, it releases thousands of seeds, and every single one of them is an exact, unkillable genetic clone of its surviving parent. Between regenerating from tiny soil fragments and dispersing legions of identical clones, using sheer physical force against a dandelion is a biological impossibility. To understand why the plant is so aggressive, we have to look at what it does in the wild. In ecological terms, the dandelion is a pioneer species. It germinates exclusively in disturbed, damaged, or bare dirt. Underneath that bare dirt, the soil is often heavily compacted. The dandelion's thick, fleshy taproot operates like a drill, driving vertically into the hardpan to leave behind macropores that allow water, oxygen, and other roots to follow. Above ground, it emerges in early spring, precisely when the landscape is barren. It provides one of the very first high-volume nectar sources for queen bumblebees waking up from hibernation. We label it an invasive pest. The soil treats it as a natural wound dressing, an automatic repair mechanism deployed straight to the ground we have broken. Long before modern botany, unrelated cultures all over the world recognized the plant's value. From early North American indigenous practices to medieval Arabic texts and traditional Chinese medicine, humans independently decoded its chemistry. The clearest proof of this is in the language. Across 6 completely distinct European languages, the folk name for dandelion translates directly to some variation of pissabed or pissenlit. This visualization compares a standard pharmaceutical loop diuretic with a dandelion leaf. The pharmaceutical flushes excess water, but severely depletes the body's potassium. The dandelion leaf triggers that same diuresis, but it naturally contains so much potassium that it actively replaces what the body loses. While the leaf acts on the kidneys, Western apothecaries historically prized the taproot as a potent liver and digestive tonic. When you snap a dandelion stem or root, it oozes a thick, stark white latex. That sap is loaded with sesquiterpene lactones, intensely bitter compounds that directly stimulate the human body to produce bile and activate digestive function. By late autumn, the plant's chemistry shifts again. The surviving root converts its energy reserves, storing up to 40% of its dry weight as pure inulin, a highly effective prebiotic fiber that feeds the gut microbiome. Ancient practitioners lacked laboratory instruments. They read the plant's sensory signals, its bitterness, its sap, its physical effects, and accurately mapped a multi-part medicine cabinet. Which brings us back to the millions of acres of heavily managed suburban lawns. When we apply broadleaf herbicides, the toxic chemicals kill the targeted weeds and often damage the surrounding ground cover. That leaves a patch of dead, bare dirt, the exact ecological trigger a drifting dandelion clone needs to germinate. We spend extraordinary amounts of money and time poisoning a plant whose leaves naturally carries 650% of your daily recommended vitamin K, alongside premium protein and essential minerals. The modern war on the dandelion is a highly profitable, self-perpetuating cycle. The chemical spray creates the exact ecological wound the weed requires to thrive. There is an alternative to this endless loop. Stop treating the yellow flower as an invading enemy and start reading it as a diagnostic indicator of your soil's health. Left alone, the taproot breaks up compaction. Once soil stabilizes and grass thickens, the dandelion voluntarily gives way, outcompeted by perennial plants. Instead of buying poison, grab a knife. Harvest the spring rosettes before they flower. Turn the weed in your yard into a free, regenerative salad green. The dandelion is a mirror reflecting the disturbed landscapes we create. It is a survivor, waiting patiently for us to realize we are fighting on the wrong side.